Welcome back to our today's video. I'm going to be playing City Skylines. Today's video, we're going to be ending off the city of San Rico. And if you've seen my other ending offs of other cities, you know that I like to go through memory lane and look at what we did. And so I'll start with that, and then we'll destroy it with natural disasters. That'll be fun. But so we start here in Dean Heights. This was our first place. We just had this little area, and this was our industrial island with a coal power plant, and then everything that we would have needed early on. And so I put the Statue of Industry here to symbolize that. And then later on I did an adding of a High Hills, which is has the tourist specialization, so we got hotels and other buildings of that sorts that supports tourist industry in the area. So this is kind of like tourist hub for where you would be staying, which makes sense. It's right in the middle of where the highway is, and it's basically right off the highway, so it has great access to it. Also, recently I placed in some road maintenance buildings, so they make the roads, give the roads a boost, so this way they work a bit better. And then also in that episode, we made the second part of the campus, which was to help supply over in this area because they weren't as highly educated as people over here because the campus was really far away. And then next thing is we would move on to Bedford Park, and I would build in both of these parks, which I would then increase to, well, it's one park, which I would then increase to level 5, like I did with the amusement park over there. And this was what got us up to the high density level, and so then we got to move over here, and I made a beautiful the word just left my mouth. A wood industry area, so this way we could get wood, and so we were able to get that, and so that made it pretty easy. And then we also were able to get our first factory, which was the furniture factory. And this was 3 islands, but then I combined it all into one big island. So now we move on to the Kip District, where this was where the city started, and like I said, over at the Bedford Park area, which is kind of fitting, considering that it has a pretty big park. It was what really got us to this high density area, so I added the Wonder Park, which is the amusement park, which I also had got up to level 5 in a recent episode. And then we have all of our high density buildings. I also added in the General Hospital from a Japanese DLC. I can't remember what it's called. Modern Japanese DMC. Which, no, we'll just give it large ambulances. There. Now whenever an ambulance comes out, it will be large. Then we also added in the rail yard shopping center. Then I've added in from there, which is basically stayed the same, other than adding ferries. But so then we move over to here, which is our university, where this is where it really all started. We originally had a university in here, but then I got rid of it and used the campus DLC to make this big university. And then we moved over to here in the Belmont Hills, which is where the industry area is. So all of our industrial goods are made here for general stuff, and then also power and sewage is dealt with over here. It's basically all the stuff that shouldn't be near citizens is all on this one island, and also our shipping harbors are here. And then we move over to all of this. It's a whole bunch of different districts, but this was really what gave where about probably 90% of the population lives, because it's just huge and it's all high density. Which we also have our basketball and aquatic center here for the campus. Then I also have these nice little parking lots, which I believe should all be a historical building, which they are. And then I believe from here we went over to the farms, or we went over to, you're in the second Bedford Square. And so then we made the Chestnut Farmland, which gave us this plot of farms, and then we got animals and stuff. So then we were able to get crops. Then I believe that we then had moved over to Bedford Square, which is what got us up to being able to get an airport. And so there's a fishing market, because I also had, well, I still have a fishing harbor over there, but I have a fishing harbor here, just to add something in for to bring in people. Then I also had a harbor, and then this is where most of our unique factory goods are. Then with also the fish market supplies raw fish to citizens, I added in these two fishing harbors, which collect a lot of shellfish, or well, there's shellfish harbors. So, and then there's also the factories that produce goods. And then I'd also made after that this oil production here, where instead of producing oil, because there's no oil or ore on this map, it gets oil imported, and then it produces petroleum and plastics, and so I use that to do that. And because of the road maintenance, you can see all the roads are boosted, because I increased the budget to 100% for roads. So basically everything is just boosted, so all the cars move faster. And then we moved over to adding an airport, which this was originally a metropolitan airport, which we recently have gotten rid of because of, well, the airport's DLC. This is what the metropolitan airport looks like. It has 2 subway stops, and then it has the runways. So this is what it was for a while, which is also why we have helicopter stuff in, because it has helicopters built into it. Let's all come back to that later. And then we also add in that episode what the original cargo airport was, which was this. Then there was also the cargo harbor. There was another cargo harbor that was over here to get rid of traffic. So there's that. And then we moved over to make Dean Heights, and it was kind of just a small town, just to boost a little bit of population, just to add some more neatness and use up some more space, so this way don't just have a square or two that's wasted on just a secondary road. And then I believe we went over to, from there we went to the new airport, Green Airport, from the airport's DLC. And this is big airport. It can take small, medium, and large planes, which is all the planes that there are in the game, and is 3 stars, which is max. And then we also have our own airline. I'll see if I can find one that is our right here. This is our airline, and this I believe is a medium aircraft. Nope, the small one. But yeah, that's our little airline. And then the next episode, or was, no, the next episode we moved over to making the ore area, which works the exact same way with oil, where it just imports it and then it's created into glass and metals. And then from there, which also I have the shipyard here, which they're finishing up the ship. which is cool. Should be probably sent off soon. It's also why we have the warehouse for plastics and planed timber or panel timber. And so they're gonna finish the spread and that'll be sent off to be sold. And while this produces stuff really slow, it makes a whole lot of money. I never increase this up really high. So now it'll go quicker, but it makes a whole lot and it produces and sells for a whole lot of money. So while it takes a little bit to sell, it produces a lot of money. So then we move over to the cargo airport, which was what I showed you earlier. But so I have, it's 1 star, which you can't really level up because you need attractiveness and passenger count, but since this is cargo airport, can't really do that, which I mean, I think they technically want you to connect it to your passenger airport, but it's whatever. And so in here I have a whole bunch of different decorations and stuff. And then I also have stuff that's for raw materials, so oil, crops, goods, and then also unique factory products, and then also a post sorting facility. Then another place to store ore, another place to store forestry products, and then there's garbage center, a police station, and a firehouse with a mini fire engine, because emergency vehicles and garbage can't actually get into here, and because these are separate buildings from it, the airport's DLC, they don't just all put their garbage to here, so they'll need help from that, and also then they'll complain of crime rate, which is annoying, which this is definitely not really booming these warehouses, but they kind of just store it until it gets transferred over to a train station to either be moved somewhere or be transported by truck. Which then, well, right after the airport, I'm not really going in order. I made the Lake District, which is actually underwater, under the sea level at least. So where's the terrain? Here. So you can see the blue is where the sea level ends. And so some of it's above sea level, which I mean kind of just happens. But I have it below sea level and it isn't flooded, which is pretty cool. While it may be small, it's cool. It caused mass flooding, but it works. And then, well, I built this by basically just making a platform and then putting quarries around it, and then I just lowered the center down. Then we would have done the ore and then into the cargo airport, and then I believe that's all caught up except for the last episode. Oh yeah, and then also a little while back before that, we built the secondary area just to add more buildings, so this way we could get up to the 5 stars, which we aren't even at, which is sad. We just need more students, so I mean it kind of just goes up and down. But it got us up to 5 stars, which is nice. It also just gave us some area to fill up. And then we can also have the School of Engineering and the School of Tourism and Travel, which is really helpful. And so those two will help boost our tourists and engineering. I forget exactly what they do. What they do is that I can check is that the income from all commercial zones is increased, and shops interns bring the best out of our city. Attractiveness shops increase the attractiveness and entertainment zones of leisure buildings, and then also the income of commercial buildings, and then that's the School of Tourism and Travel, and the School of Engineering is gives higher probability higher production quality, increase all generic zoned industry income while reducing city water consumption and sewage outlet.
I found this on the web.
Sorry, it's annoying. But, so that is about it. Now let's get into the fun part, which is actually destroying the city. Okay, let's do 10. And I think a tsunami's fitting. So we'll have it hit right in here. Okay, and then, I think it's fitting to add a forest fire in here.
The Forest Service has stated that there is a risk of an imminent forest fire in the area. Residents are advised to avoid forested areas. The Forest Service has stated that there is a risk of an imminent forest fire in the area. Residents are advised to avoid forested areas. A forest fire is raging in the area. Leave campsites and tree houses immediately.
There we go. I wonder what will happen to the underwater city. We'll just cause mass collapse in here, because they're not exactly the biggest place. Okay, then our airport. Fire. 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 More fire. Oh, it just does the main building. Oh, whatever. We'll just put everything on fire here. And also just burn.
Warning. Experts predict an earthquake could hit the area soon.
Okay. And then
meteorologists have issued a severe tornado warning for the area. Residents should seek shelter immediately if any is available. Astrologists report that a devastating meteor will strike the city in the near future. Residents should seek shelter immediately if any is available. A forest fire is raging in the area. Leave campsites and tree houses immediately.
There's the meteor.
A tornado has touched down in the area. Seek shelter immediately if any is available.
Look at that. That just looks beautiful and satisfying.
A meteor strike has occurred. Avoid the impact site and head to shelter if
Look
any is available.
at this fire truck, it's just stuck. The whole entire city's just in shambles. Look at that nice little meteor strike. Then
an earthquake is occurring. Don't panic and wait for help if you are in the affected area.
Oh, this is where the earthquake happened. Yeah, destroyed the quarries. It's all gonna get flooded. Sea level's probably gonna degrade. This is fun. Everything's just gonna fall down. And now everything's just flooding in here. There's just nothing left. And now there's no power to here. What I said, no. Let's even cause flooding over here. Oh, there's a tornado! Look at it, it's sucking up everything.
Residents should seek shelter immediately if any is available.
Look at that.
Report that a devastating meteor will strike the city in the near future. Residents should seek shelter immediately if any is available. Astrologists report that a devastating meteor will strike the city in the near future.
Look at that. It looks
Residents
beautiful.
should seek shelter immediately if any is available.
Absolutely bloody beautiful.
Astrologists report that a devastating
The
meteor
paint
will strike
jobs
the
are
city
still
in the near
there.
future. Residents should seek shelter
Oh, there it is.
immediately if any is available. A meteor strike has occurred.
All of the cows are
Avoid
dead.
the impact site and head to shelter
Oh,
if
there
any is
ain't
available.
flying cows.
A meteor strike has occurred. Avoid
Oh,
the
they're
impact
fine.
site and head to shelter if any is available.
Okay, so it's really
A meteor strike has
Look
occurred.
at this.
Avoid the impact site and head to shelter if any is available.
Meteor and then meteors falling. Just constant meteors. Look at it. Oh no! No! Look at that!
A meteor strike has occurred. Avoid the impact site and head to shelter if any is available.
Oh, there's another one.
A
The
meteor
tornadoes
strike
come
has
to
occurred.
get that.
Avoid the impact site and
Take
head to
care of
shelter if any
everything
is
here.
available. A meteor
Because
strike
they're
has
gonna destroy
occurred.
this stuff.
Avoid
I'll
the
just
impact
do that
site and
one.
head to shelter if any is available.
Oh, and they stopped the forest fire. Look at the trains. More forest fire.
The Forest Service has stated that there is a risk of an imminent forest fire in the area. Residents are advised to avoid forested areas. The Forest Service has stated that there is a risk of an imminent forest fire in the area. Residents are advised to avoid forested areas. A forest fire is raging in the area. Leave campsites and tree houses immediately. The Forest Service has stated that there is a risk of an imminent forest fire in the area. Residents are advised to avoid forested areas. A tornado has touched down in the area. Seek shelter immediately if any is available. A forest fire is raging in the area. Leave campsites and tree houses immediately.
You know what? Because it's being boring, we're just gonna do that. There it is. It's hitting everything. No one's safe. They straight up can't go anywhere. They're just waiting to be sucked up by the tornado. It's funny. When will this tsunami hit? I don't think I actually hit that. Alright. Oh, there's a little bit of a mini tsunami. Come on. Oh, that blast is really giving a tsunami. Straight up and flooded. Look at that. All the water, the meteor's killing itself. There's still flames just going, doing their business. That's funny.
Meteorologists have issued a severe tornado warning for the area. Residents should seek shelter immediately if any is available.
Look at this, it just burned. Oh, look at all the traffic just building up.
Astrologists report that a devastating meteor will strike the city in the near future. Residents should seek shelter immediately if any is available.
Here it comes.
Astrologists report that a devastating meteor will strike the city in the near future. Residents should seek shelter immediately.
Finally, the planes won't be able to do anything.
A tornado has touched down in the area.
Yay!
Seek shelter immediately if any is available.
Funny. Oh, look at the planes. They're just floating there, minding their own business.
A meteor strike has occurred. Avoid the impact site and head to shelter if any is available.
Finally, it will all burn. Yay!
A forest fire is raging in the area. Leave campsites and tree houses immediately.
Oh, look at the building you just fall.
Raging in the area. Leave campsites and tree houses
their
immediately.
Meteor's falling.
A forest fire is raging in the area. Leave campsites and tree houses immediately. A meteor strike has occurred. Avoid the impact site and head to shelter if any is available. A forest fire is raging in the area. Leave campsites and tree houses immediately. A meteor strike has occurred. Avoid the impact site and head to shelter if any is available.
Come on, you're almost there. Just come on and eat the buildings. And we still have... We only lost 7,000 population. It really isn't much considering what is going on. Considering how many different things just happened. They all just turned red and all at the same time. Things just burned down over there. When will this tsunami come? The tornado's going over here. So you know what? We'll send it.
Are advised to avoid forested areas. A forest fire is raging in the area. Leave campsites and tree houses immediately. Meteorologists have issued a severe tornado warning for the area. Residents should seek shelter immediately if any is available. A tornado has touched down in the area. Seek shelter immediately if any is available.
That city's just a shambles, can't blame them. Well, the only way to escape was by plane. No, it just isn't. It just isn't possible because the roads are destroyed getting out. I don't think there's even a road that can get out of the city now. Yeah, there's no roads out. There's no way to actually leave. Is it spy ship? We're still getting cruise ships coming in. Airships. Ferries are just sticking to their job.
A forest fire is raging in the area.
Leave campsites and tree houses immediately.
A forest fire is raging in the area. Leave campsites and tree houses immediately. Meteorologists have issued a severe tornado warning for the area. Residents should seek shelter immediately if any is available. Meteorologists have issued a severe tornado warning for the area.
Where is it?
Residents should seek shelter immediately if any is available.
Oh, it's Twister.
A tornado has touched down in the area. Seek shelter immediately if any is available. A tornado has touched down in the area. Seek shelter immediately if any is available. A tornado has touched down in the area. Seek shelter immediately if any is available. A tornado has touched down in the area.
They're all
Seek
just
shelter
gonna come
immediately if any is available. A tornado has touched down in the area. Seek shelter immediately if any is available.
Look at that. It's beautiful. Still isn't tsunami. Hopefully the tsunami here will come soon. Otherwise then I'll be sad.
The Coast Guard is warning of a tsunami approaching the area.
Here it comes!
Residents should avoid roads.
Look at this thing! Oh, it's so huge!
A tsunami has
take
struck
out
the
literally
city.
everything.
Take caution and avoid roads and waterfronts until the water recedes.
I think I'm not gonna follow that order. I think I'm just gonna go walk on the tsunami. Look at this, it finally came. After taking a literal year. But it did come. Straight up just going over that creator.
A forest fire
like
is raging in the area. Leave campsites and tree
What
houses
huge.
Immediately.
Look at them four twisters just taking out everything. Then there's the cleanup crew of the tsunami.
Meteorologists have issued a severe tornado warning for the area. Residents should seek shelter immediately if any is available. A tornado has touched down in the area.
How long
Seek
that
shelter
is.
immediately if any is available. A tornado has touched down in the area.
Well, it'd be funny if
Seek
there's a
shelter
little more
immediately if any is available. A tornado has touched down in the area. Seek shelter immediately if any is available. A tornado has touched down in the area. Seek shelter immediately if any is available.
Look at it. Gonna go.
A tsunami has struck the city. Take caution and avoid roads and waterfronts until the water recedes.
Well, here comes the cleanup crew. Hey, at least the ferries are fine. Guess if you're on a ferry, you're good. Look at that thing. The shrimp is still going. It just doesn't stop. It's just trying to just die. Ooh. Some of the water's just falling back.
A tornado has touched down in the area. Seek shelter immediately if any is available.
Just slowly moving. Moving and grooving. All those tornadoes are up. Look at what the city is. Look at this. Just a whole ton of craters there filled with water. Or soon to be. There's literally like nothing left.
Tsunami has struck the city. Take caution and avoid roads and waterfronts until
Just straight up the building reef getting brought in. Look at it. Funny. Holy crap. Straight up, the tsunami isn't wrecking out all the buildings. That's sad. The tsunami's a bad person. What fire?
The Forest Service has stated that there is a risk of an imminent forest fire in the area. Residents are advised to avoid forested areas. A forest fire is raging in the area. Leave campsites and tree houses immediately.
But either way, it's gonna go down. It's not gonna stay long. I'm just gonna straight up take it all out. Hey, it helped the fire department, if there's even a fire department left. Oh, okay, it's actually taking out buildings. It's gonna finally reach its destination. Final destination. It's gonna straight up just go across the whole entire city.
A tsunami has struck the city.
There's nothing left on this island. Absolutely nothing. Other than the roads. A few roads that are left.
Astrologists report that a devastating meteor will strike the city in the near future.
On here,
residents should seek shelter immediately if any is available.
Oh, and the pumping service is down first. Either way, I don't think they would have made much of a difference. The meteor's finally coming. Look at that.
A meteor strike has occurred. Avoid the impact site and head to shelter if any is available.
Well, that'll help the tsunami. Both are straight up just driving on the seabed. Look at them. Those are some strong ass ferries. Straight up going over a tsunami like it's nothing. Everything is just about to fall. It's beautiful. Look at it.
The Coast Guard is warning of a tsunami approaching the area.
I'm the sheriff, but I am asking you to stop moving, tsunami.
A tsunami has struck the city. Take caution and avoid roads and waterfronts until the water recedes. A tsunami has struck the city. Take caution and avoid roads and waterfronts until the water
just walking on water. Look at that, just everything is gone. Except the cargo harbor. Of course, the cargo harbor just survives. Nope, the tsunami hasn't died yet. Still ongoing. There's straight up a tsunami like on map! It's just beautiful, just look at that! Look at all that flooding. It's even on map. What is that? Oh, it's probably just an island that's on fire. All of the roads are just flooded. There's just nothing left. Except for the few buildings that are somehow still alive.
A tsunami has struck the city. Take
Are the
caution
boats
and
still
avoid
going?
roads and waterfronts
Nope, the
until
harbor
the
boats
water
aren't going.
recedes. A tsunami has struck
That'd be
the
funny,
city.
those little itty bitty
Take
boats.
caution and avoid roads and waterfronts until the water recedes.
Look at that. We only have 150 people in this city now. We're losing a bit of money.
The Coast Guard is warning of a tsunami approaching the area.
There's another tsunami!
Roads and waterfronts.
Oh God. No, what have I done?
Tsunami has struck the city. Take caution and avoid roads and waterfronts.
Well, I think
until
these
the
two
water recedes.
tsunamis are going to either interfere with each other, or I think interfere with each other, or just be a cleanup crew. Just finish off anything that's somehow still standing. But I guess I'll show you a time lapse of the tsunami slowly taking out everything. I'll see you well, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!